All right, guys, here we are back at the 1996 Ford RV project here. Today we are going to be doing some demolition. I can't do any rebuilding of it because the roof is got to be replaced. It's still leaking. I'd gone up there with this tape shit over there and taped up all of the holes that I could find, but it's still leaking. We had a couple days of solid rain and there's still drippy drip drip. So originally I didn't really want to pull out the inside until I passed my safety inspection, but then I was like, well, whatever, let's just go ahead and pull it out. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to start with pulling down these cabinets here, and I believe that one there, and yeah, I don't know, I'll figure out beyond that what to do next once those are out of the way. After a lot of swearing and burned wrists and dropping tools under the van, I managed to separate the manifold from the engine and from the head and get this gasket out. That's the old one that was leaking. So you can see right there, it's kind of black there. That's where exhaust was getting past it, and then yeah, this is the new one. So let's hope for the best that this works out. I can't really film me putting it in, but I'll guarantee it's probably going to be a real pain in the ass. So anyway, I'm going to get to it. All right, I now finally have this all installed, and I just fired up the engine, which is running beautifully. And I didn't really explain that yesterday I was actually waiting for a mobile welder to come and weld the cast iron for the crack. But like he had actually canceled on Friday. Then Saturday I never heard from him. So I went ahead and I just did what's called a, it's a cast-to-cast weld. So basically I watched this guy on YouTube called Uncle Tony's Garage, who talks about welding to cast iron, which you're not really supposed to be able to do. You need a special welder, and all I have is like a Canadian Tire flux core. However, watching Uncle Tony, he said, listen, if you have a structural crack and you try to weld it with a MIG weld or a flux core, it will not hold. Here, I'm going to shut this off just to make life easier, but anyway, that's good. Anyway, so he had said that the flux core will not seal a crack. It will end up just failing. He said, however, with a flux core, you can weld from the cast around the crack, encapsulating the crack more or less, which is actually the angle I went for. And I can't say for sure that it's ever gonna, you know what I mean, it's gonna hold long term. But for right now, It's on, it's held. I was thinking about trying to touch it up a little bit and kind of build it up a little bit further, and you know, on both sides. Like I said, it's not pretty, but at the same time, part of me is like, you know what, I've got it to a point where it's holding. Maybe I'm better off just leaving it as is. Yeah, anyway, continuing on. Alright guys, so in an effort to wrap this video up, because I don't want to make it too long, I don't even remember what all we got in it, so I won't know until I go into edit. But ultimately, I've pulled down a good portion of the roof, and then I realized that the roof is all foam in here. So it's kind of cool actually, because it's got like a really good foam shit here, like, and there's no sign of mold. The only mold that I found was actually on the cabinets themselves, which have been removed. I'm not done removing them, obviously, but all the wood that I pulled down, I don't know what kind of wood it is, but it didn't mold. Like, there's no mold to it, which is great. Unfortunately though, this does not want to come off the foam without destroying it, so it is still all wet. Maybe when it dries it'll be better, but you basically got to play whack-a-mole. I'll show you how this works, okay? You guys ready? You go like this, you go and then, yeah, and you just pull it down. I had gloves on, but I had to take them off to get my phone, because I didn't want to get my phone all gross, but now my hands are gross. So anyway, what I'm kind of thinking is that if I pull out all these little pockets, and some of it's solid though, it doesn't do that, so I don't know the shape they used or whatever, but anyway, so I'm like, maybe when it dries, this stuff will come off with a heat gun or something like that. But worst case, let me sit down here. Worst case, I'm thinking that if it's all dry and that stuff's actually holding, then when I go to put the new panels, I think they're called Luan panels or something like that, or Lulan panels, whatever they are. Anyway, 4x8 sheets are $35. And then I think I would just use PL, which is construction adhesive. I use it for work a lot. Stuff's crazy strong. I had to hold a cinder block to a wall. So once I do that repair, those panels should never fall down. I think just, you know, put them up one at a time, and then, you know, use a brace or something to hold them. These originally were nailed only, I think, into, they were glued onto the cardboard, and then they had nails on these aluminum lines, which, by the way, I was happy to see that we are aluminum framed, not wood, because that was one concern I had, is like, fuck, if it's wood, that would mean that, you know, potentially all the roof line could be destroyed. But sorry, I'm out of breath. I was just cleaning in here. Yeah, anyway, then the aluminum's good, because realistically there should be no damage to any of the roofline stuff, because to replace the roof, that's, you know, we got to put all new plywood and new membrane and everything like that. So I think, you know, on my next video probably we'll continue, get the microwave and the hood range out of the way, or the range hood, sorry, because that's got our information center on it. So I was kind of hoping to maybe remove that panel when we do new cabinets. I'm not positive yet, but I was thinking about putting just a regular residential undermount low profile microwave in, and then that I could take apart just to get the electronics out of it, because the microwave would already have a range or a vent in it, so I wouldn't need that. But I could take those electronics out and then mount them like in a cabinet or whatever. It would have to be obviously right there, but like I could just put it above the microwave or something. So we'll figure all that out later on. And then for anyone that's still sticking around and watched the first video, whatever, or the last video that I made, I had said that I was going to throw some clips of various comparable RVs in the end of the video, but then I forgot to do it. So I have not told you guys what I paid yet for this, because it's funner not to. I'll guarantee you it was not free, and it was in the thousands I paid, which may seem a little a little much for something like that's so far destroyed. But at the same time, keeping in mind like the actual chassis itself, the low kilometers, 111,000 kilometers now. So the potential to have a good RV is here. And then we're also going to be talking in the next video about how far we're going to take the repair. I don't think I've mentioned this previously in the video series because it's only a couple videos long, but I have no intentions on trying to make this a brand new RV. So when I say rebuild or refurbish or whatever, I'm just being realistic with it. I don't plan on making this 1996 look like a brand new RV. And all the power to the people that do. Some people do because they want to live in them and travel the world in it and all that. And that's fantastic. I would love to have that much time and money to dump into an old RV. But honestly, I'd rather just pay, 30 grand for one in good condition than try to refurbish this entirely. So my plan for the rebuild is to do the demo in here, replace all the roof panels and the membrane, all new vent covers, for up there. We'll put all brand new ones in, new skylight in the bathroom, all brand new lighting throughout, new cabinets. Probably just going to keep this couch here. Going to remake those. I have the original cushions. They had put on some cushion covers they made over them, but the actual cushions themselves underneath are still, from what I could see, in good condition. Like, obviously the foams need to be either cleaned or replaced on the covers and everything like that. I'll figure that out later. But I'm going to remake these. I'll just take some measurements. That's why those are not destroyed yet. I got to take the measurements from them, and I'll make my own version of them. I gotta be careful though, because these are actually seats with seat belts, so I gotta pay attention to how everything is done, because I gotta make sure I'm not screwing with that. Yeah, anyway, there's tons of work to do with it, and I look forward to doing it, but I just want to make sure that I explain to people in case anyone's following along and they're like, oh, this thing's gonna look brand new. No, it won't. It'll look usable. With that being said, I think in the first round of renovations, the work is probably going to stop right at that line where I stopped peeling. And the reason is that the ceiling beyond that is not terrible. I might take it back to the bedroom, to where the curtain thing is in the bedroom. I guess I could just show you. But you can see the roof on this side is not terrible. So I was like, well, I could just stop here. Although I can guarantee you there is water that's gotten up in there, because it would have to. If it's got on this side, it would have to get on that side. But I was kind of picturing just if I stop right here, or even if I go to that line and work my way this way, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll go to there. Then, because the bedroom needs the walls done, but the ceiling itself seems solid enough. So if we wanted to try to get out and actually camp in this thing this summer, I can't really get into ripping the entire thing apart, or else that would delay it, because I do got to go to work and stuff. So anyway, that'll wrap it up, guys. I'm going to throw in those pictures just so you can see what, a reasonable condition one goes for. And once again, you guys are free to leave your estimates, what you think we paid for it, in the comments below. And we'll see you guys again soon. Probably next weekend for another video up on this, but we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, because if you already watched this long, you might as well like it. That means you at least somewhat enjoyed it. So, see you next time.